Hello, this is a video for Geogebra Assignment 8. So while we're in a new tab, let's make sure that we go to www.geogebra.org/geometry. You can also click on the link that is located in Google Classroom. Make sure that you're signed in with your school Google account. And let's go over here to settings and let's go to show axes and let's go to show grid. Let's do major grid lines and let's put those in. All right. What I want to do is create a line segment between 2 points. So I'm going to click over on my point button and I'm going to put my first point located at -5, -3. And that's going to be point A. My next point is going to be at the point 7, 1. And that's going to be point B. All right. So if I'm going to create a line segment between them, I'm going to click on the segment button and create a line segment between A and B. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to click more and I'm going to click measure, and I want to click on the distance between these two, and that's from point A to B, okay? And that's going to be a length of 12.6. Now the reason why I need that length is because we're going to draw a couple circles on here, and that's going to be we gotta know the whole length to help us with this. All right. So what I want to do is we're going to create a what's called a perpendicular bisector. Okay. And so what I want to do is start with a circle. Okay. And I don't want a circle with a center. I just want, let's go down to the circles. I want circle and a radius. Okay. So a circle with a radius, I'm going to click on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create my center of my circle at point A. And I'm going to enter a radius of 7. Now, I just have to make sure that my radius is larger than half of 12.6. So it doesn't really matter what I do, but I want to make sure that it's larger than that. So half of 12.6 would be 6.3. So I want to make sure that my radius is something a little bit longer than 6.3. Okay, so I'm just going to choose a radius of 7. Okay, and you guys can choose anything larger than 7, doesn't matter, you can choose 8 or 9, but that's what I'm going to do. Now if I do that to my first circle here, okay, so I have this figure and I have that circle with a radius of 7, I'm going to do the same thing around point B. So I'm going to go circle, center, and radius, so label B as my center, and then a radius of 7, okay, and the goal is that I want these two circles to overlap each other, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the circles to calculate the intersection between, oops, I didn't want that. I'm going to click the undo button. I'm going to go back up to move. And so I want to create points where these two circles intersect, okay? So the point that happens is going to be here. Label that point C, and label this one down here point D. Now I'm going to go to my move button, and we just want to really truly verify that we are at the intersection of those two lines. Sometimes if we're not on an actual point, that sometimes these intersections don't go the way we want them. So make sure that you're on the intersection of those two points. Okay, and then what we're going to do is create a line segment between those two. So create a line segment between points C and D. Okay, and from there, let's create a point E where those two lines intersect and put that point there. Let's just make sure that that point's there and we're good on that. All right, so what I want to do now is get rid of my circles, okay? And on the edit button, okay, we can do show hide object. And it's kind of a weird sequence of buttons. But what I want to do is I want to now click on the show hide object button. And I'm going to click on one of them. And see how like the color becomes a little bit dimmer? If I click on select objects, boom, disappears. Okay, so I don't exactly know why that works necessarily, but it does, okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to click, no. All right, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to click over here. So once you're on select objects, click on your other circle, and show, oh dear. There we go. All right, so there's a sequence of buttons. So I had to click on show hide both, and then when you click select objects, it goes away, okay? So at this point, essentially, this is a level 2. What you have done is you've created a perpendicular bisector, okay? But let's think about some of the questions and things that I want you to put. So let's go over here to media and click text. And so let's click up here. Let's put our name. If I was doing this, I would be calling myself Joe Police. The date, whatever date you're doing this. If I was doing this today, what is today? The 18th. So today is the 18th, 2020. And then assignment 8. All right. So this is assignment 8. All right. And this is just level 2. So question 1, see drawing. This is your level 2 question. Okay, I'm going to click OK. And that information is there. Okay, let's talk about a couple of your other questions. So let me copy these down and get them over. So let's do another text box. I'm going to click over here and just paste in. And so then what I want you to do is answer the question, what is the length of segment AE and what is the length of segment EB? Okay, and that's all I want you to do is just answer that question. What are those lengths? So you don't have much to do on this, but just label what AE is and what EB is. Okay. The second thing the third thing is let's come over here, another text box. Question 3, what is the measure of angle AEC, CEB, BED, and AED? Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is to go through and measure those angles. So measure the angle AEC, measure the angle CEB, measure the angle BED and AED. All right, so I want to know all those angle measures. Okay, and then the last thing is your level 4 question, and that means that you need to create something. All right, so on level 4, all right, want you to create line segment, and let me click OK. So on this, it says create line segment AC and line segment CB. Okay, what is the relationship between those two segments? Okay, and that's your level 4 question. So so on your drawing, if all I see is this, all right, that's fine. All right, that's going to give you a 2. If you answer the questions 2 and 3 and find those measurements, okay, and what you'd want to make sure you do is use your measurement tool. Okay, you can measure angles and you can measure distances. Okay. And then create segment AC, CB, and then what is the relationship between those two segments, okay? So I would probably measure those and tell me what they are, all right? So yeah, that's all I got for this. Make sure that, when we go through, let's share this and let's save this. And save this as assignment 8. Okay, so that if for whatever reason, this doesn't work out the way you want it to, you can always go back to Geogebra, geometry, and open this back up and modify it. Okay, so make sure that it's shared and that it's not private, and let's click Save. Okay, and once it's saved, then it will prompt you to copy the link. Okay, so copy that link. And then that is copied, and then go into Google Classroom and submit it into assignment 8. So that's all I got for you. So good luck, and we'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.